right? You have the experience. Hearsay only goes so far. Hearsay only goes so far. Hearsay is the word of someone else. It's funny how when you're in a court of law, they ask you for your first-hand experience as opposed to, what did you hear? Why? Think about that telephone game we play as children. Think about the telephone game we play as children. It starts off with one thing, and by the time it gets to the end, it's completely different. But you see, your experience, whenever you tell it, it changes you every single time you tell it. It's not something that just, oh, it's a fly-by-night kind of thing. No, that experience changes you. Let's give a real world example. I was working with a young person, and they said, well, I'm not quite sure what I want for my life, but, and I said, well, that's where you always have to be clear. What do you want? Do you even think it's possible? Well, let's just say now they're doing what they wanted, and they've grown so much. And they look back on that situation and say, I can't believe I did it. Look at where I am now. Experience builds your character. Experience molds and shapes you. Experience molds and shapes you. This is why sometimes if we've had a negative experience with something or someone, it leaves an impression, like a real impression on us. And sometimes it can feel like it's so hard to get past. But that's because of the experience. You can sit there and say, this happened to me. I know what I'm talking about. That's from experience. But here's the beautiful thing with experiences. If an experience was unsavory, right? The law says to you, you do know you can change this, right? How do you want it to go now instead? And then you decide, well, I'd like to have a different type of experience. You see, that's what we're doing here, and that's what we're doing now. The hearsay going on right now is we chose to come to earth, we chose this, we chose that. Right now, we don't have any memory of that. Some of us don't. But what we do have is the wherewithal and the curiosity to say, you know what? I'm going to try something. I'm going to change my life. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then you watch it happen. That's a surefire thing. You build from there. Because the hearsay is not your experience. The law, if you look at it, is driving you to have your own experience for a reason. Because when something happens and you see that you were the cause, whether good, bad, or indifferent, now you're looking at yourself and you're saying, wait, I did that. So you mean if I do it slightly different this way, I can change the outcome again? Look at how bold you become now. Look at how much more curious you become. Look at what experience does to you. Apply this to your work life, your job then. The more experience you have, it means you've actually been doing something. And what happens the more you do something, the better you get at doing that thing. Experience hones your skill, sharpens you then. So that now the person with the experience is being sought after. Why? So they can grow something else. Somebody asked the other day, why then do you have to suffer? To learn, to have an experience. See, it's not that we have to suffer. Remember causation. Every cause has its effect, and every effect its cause. When you do one thing, something happens. Right? If we are keen in the art of observation, if we look, not just at our lives, if we look around, we can see, but that's not a good decision. No, I don't need to do that. We can clearly see it. And if we see this thing that makes somebody suffer, well, you could say, this thing happened. Look at what they did. Look at how they responded. Well, I don't know if I could do that. I don't think that's a good idea. So when you see it, you can learn from the experience of others by, remember what I said, we want to have our own experience. But there are some experiences when you are looking at them, you can clearly see if that's a good idea or not. And when you see it, right? When you see it and you say, no, that might not be for me. Because think about this, running the red light or shoplifting, or those are the kinds of things I'm talking about. That when you observe, they don't have good outcomes. So why would you make the choice to do them? You see, we don't actually have to suffer. Let's go back a little bit further. Right? Let's go back a little bit further. You know, when someone would say, well, I had a hard childhood. You see, in that time of being protected, if you were not, that's not on you. The unfortunate thing is this. You were not in the position to protect yourself. Right? That's on them, not you. So that experience wasn't because you made a bad choice. Even though some people would want to say, well, that's your karma. Listen, you're here now. Right? That's why we're going to touch on it today with experience. The things that happened in the past to you that were unsavory. Remember, the person doing it is doing it from their own perspective. They're doing something they learned, right? What they learned to do does not diminish who and what you are. It cannot. Right? It can't. So now when you are older and you have the ability to discern, recognize that holding on to the pain, because this is what the law tells us, as within, so without, holding on to the pain of an experience will cause us to keep reliving it. And the law is saying to you, I don't want you to relive that anymore. Choose a better experience for yourself. And sometimes that can be a little hard to hear. Sometimes it can be a little hard to hear because we don't want to hear the word forgive. We don't want to hear that word. But put that word, now here's where experience comes in. Put that word into a different perspective through the lens of the law. The law says, as above, so below, as within, so without. If you have that constant pain within you, what's going to come out of you? Now you will be hurting not just you, but everybody else. Not because you want to, not because you're mean, not because you're cruel, but because the experience has shaped you in such a way. But the law is telling you today, if you see an undesirable behavior in yourself, it is telling you you don't have to remain in that behavior. It's telling you you can change. When I say to you that you can change, well, that would be hearsay. But if you apply the law and change, if you apply the law and change, now that becomes your experience. And you can sit there and say, you know what? This thing used to hold me back. This thing used to be a weight on me. But you know what? Every day, I am reminded that I can change. And I apply one simple thing. I apply polarity. I say, this is where I am now and this is what I'm doing. But you know what? No, over there, that new life, that new behavior. And I get up and I apply one little thing because I know what a habit is. A habit is any thought, word, or action that I do the same way every time. So that behavior, that's a habit. That's how easy it is for me to form a new habit. So I'm simply going to apply myself. And I know that it feels hard right now, but I will stay faithful. Why will I stay faithful? I will stay faithful because peace of mind. Because pain is not pleasurable. And I don't want it in my life. So I will put my attention on what I want to experience. And even though I know that memories will come up, they're supposed to, because I'm alive. And there's things stored in my subconscious mind. And it's okay for them to be there. They're just telling me, hey, I see you're changing. You're changing from that old thing. Where are you changing to? That is how you talk yourself through these tough situations. Believe me, test it for yourself and you'll see. Yes, I may not always share mine with you because I don't like to live back there. But I've had my fair share. But getting up every day is the key. You know, it truly is. Oh, but Angela, it hurts a lot. To which I say, I know that it does. I know it does. But the law is telling you today, you don't have to hurt anymore. So that's why when I say to you, you don't have to hurt anymore. Yeah, that's hearsay. But when you apply the law, how do you apply the law? You recognize that the all is mind. The universe is a mental creation. Think about this for a moment. What's happening? We usually catch ourselves and we are reminiscing about something. We are sitting there and we're thinking about it, ruminating and swirling it over and over and over in our minds. That's what you're doing. But you see, it doesn't end there. The law of correspondence tells us as above, so below. So however the mind is feeling, the body will correspond. The body will correspond. It will tell you what you are thinking about. How will you know? Vibration. The law of vibration is telling you that everything moves, nothing stands still. So that thought, that swirling around in your mind, and got you all agitated, then the body becomes tense and agitated. And that's what it feels like. Its vibration is low and slow. It causes things to be tense. But now polarity, that vibration is showing you what you're looking at. That thought in your mind. You see how it happened? That thought. But because we have been doing that thing the same way, having that same thought, we now set a rhythm and a pattern to it. You now have a trigger, a rhythm. And that rhythm causes you to behave in a particular way. That brings about what? An experience. Cause and effect. Why? Because you projected that thought that you were just sitting there in the corner with. You projected it outward into the womb of creation, and an experience came back. That's what happened right there from that original thought. So you see, the key here to gain experience, to freeing yourselves, freeing your mind, is to practice catching those unsavory thoughts. When you catch the unsavory thought, now you are practicing. What do you do with it when you catch it? Well, you recognize what it is. You're like, oh snap, that thought again? And now you decide, well, what am I going to replace that with? How do I want my body to respond? You want it to relax? Well, then the thought will be the cause of your relaxation, or the thought will be the cause of your tension. The thought will be the cause of your peace of mind, or the thought will be the cause of your argument. Don't be afraid to look at that thought. This is why the experience and the practice comes in. Oh, but it seems so difficult, Angela. How many times have you told yourself that this thing is difficult? Well, then we know that change can be a little bit challenging because the track has been set down. The habit, yes, the habit has been set down. But here's the beauty of the law. The law tells us a habit is a thing, the law of rhythm. A habit is a thing, a thought, a word, or an action that you do the same way every time so that it's set on autopilot. Now you don't have to think about it, you just do it. That's a habit. But you know what the law is telling you? The law is telling you, you get to decide now that if that one habit is no longer helpful to you, you can have a new thought, a new word, a new action, and do it in that new way, the same way every time. So, is it difficult now? Not when you know the process. That's what will see you through the challenge. That's what will see you through the challenge. We don't think for one moment that David Goggins just woke up out of bed one day and he could run however many miles on broken feet nonetheless. They don't call him Superman for nothing. It's not that the body is super, it is his mind. And he had a rough life. Oh, yes, he did. And he says, when he gets up in the morning, he has to look at his runners for a half an hour before he puts them on. And he's been running for how many years? Many. But every morning he gets up, he has to look at them and go, oh boy, here we go. Let's get it done. Takes him a half an hour. But the key is the follow through. So if the follow through is kind of kicking your butt today, Remember what a habit is. The law of rhythm. Remember, a habit is any thought, any word, or any action that you do the same way every time. That is a habit. So now that you know what it is, you can implement it. You can, with a simple one, do one thing, just one, the same way every time. And you will gain the experience. And it will no longer be hearsay. Well, Angela said a habit's real easy to make. You'll know for yourself because you will have practiced it. You see, I want to say it's almost as if the law knew that we'd be here at this time. It's interesting to speculate that, but I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think we can use it to our best advantage to change our lives. It's not good enough anymore to hear somebody else's experience. That's not going to cut it anymore. You know why? Because you want to have your own experience that says, oh my God, I changed my mind. I literally saw myself change my thought, and then like, bam, the whole thing changed. And in my favor. It's amazing how then people do it and they message me or they call me and go, oh my God, I didn't expect that. I'm like, wait, what? What do you mean you didn't expect it? You were the one who said the change that you wanted to experience. But I understand why they were surprised. They were surprised at their own, not just determination to follow through, but at the fact that the law actually works when you are deliberate. Now, whether you are deliberate or not, the law is going to work. But what got them was that I did it. I really did it. And so now something like gratitude is birthed from there. Natural gratitude is birthed from that place. When you do it for yourself. And then you look back and you hear what you used to say to yourself. Oh man, change is hard. This is never going to happen. But then that thing that you said was hard, you applied the law and you did it. And now you're out here in these streets dancing and people are looking at you like, oh, I wonder what she ate. You didn't eat anything. You changed your mind. And the funny thing is, right? When we get excited for the thing that has just unfolded in our lives and we've changed our minds, we want to run and tell somebody because we're so excited. And that is natural to do. Because you know what it is that you... Here's the beauty of the law again. It shows you yourself. It shows you the beauty you have within you. Well, you can only have the beauty. Think about it. You changed your life to such an extent that you are so excited. You want to tell that person who's closest to you so that they too can experience what you just did. Do you see how much kindness you have within you? You were set free from something because you saw your bondage and you said, no more. I'll be free. And you applied the law of polarity, or whichever of the 7 you choose. Mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm, causation, and gender. You just pick one and you do them all. And you are so excited for your change that you want the people closest to you to experience it for themselves. Now it's hearsay to them. But what I'm turning your attention to, there's a level of kindness within you. There's a level of love within you that you want goodness for someone else. You genuinely do. And that's why you share your experience with someone. And of course, we tend to meet people who say, really? Well, you think you're better now? They're not attacking you. Oh, never that. What are they looking at the world through? Their experience. And that's why sometimes they can come out with that tone and say, oh, really? Well, you don't know. It's okay. It's not an attack on you. They're telling you what their mindset is. And in your graciousness, because that's what you've now seen about yourself, that you have the ability to be gracious to someone. Oh, you do. And you say, it's okay. And you don't take it personally. You don't let it hurt you. But in the back of your mind, you simply whisper, well, I want the best for you. I want you to be happy. I want you to share in this happiness. And you know something that happens because you know the law now. You know that your thoughts do not remain between your ears. They are projected outward. And you see that love and that grace that you just, trust me, it was there. The minute you said, you know what? I would like for them to be free also. You see that part? When you project it out from that pure place, the seed has been planted. And all you need to know now is that you will reap what you have sown. You've sown from a place of love. You've sown from a place of grace and understanding or comprehension. That's what you've done. This is what we do naturally. We also can do it from a place of, you again. But remember always that for us to go, you again, it has to affect you first. Because it's coming out of you, as within, so without. And that's not an admonition. It's not a beat down. It's a, do you want to project that out? That's the question. The law sees you. It doesn't have eyes, but it only sees your best self. And it is always calling you to see your best self every day, all day. Think about it. The moment, if you stop and you think, I can't stand this person. You just pissed me off. The law is saying to you, is that the experience you would like to have? Because the law knows that we like good things. That's what the law knows. So if you plant a seed of discord, you're going to have to reap that discord. You know, arguing in your mind about that person you don't quite like. But the law says, is that what you want? And then you say, well, not exactly. I'm just tired of arguing. I don't want that anymore. And then the law says, what experience would you like instead? And the moment, that one moment that you say, I would prefer, as soon as you say that, you know what you've just done? You've turned yourself, because everything moves. That is the law of vibration. You have turned yourself from discord and turned yourself towards peace. Well, you would have to. How can you say I would prefer if you're not looking at it? So that simple motion of turning yourself to look at peace causes you now to experience peace. Because the law is not based on struggle, you understand. The law is based on ease. So the moment you turn yourself in the direction of that thing and you give your attention wholeheartedly to it, that's what you'll experience. But you notice it goes both ways because that is law. It is the pendulum, a polarity. You're moving from where you are to where you want to be. So if you sit today And you say, well, I know Angela says the same thing every day, broken record. Well, then, that's your cue to be a doer of the word instead of just being a hearer. But everyone awakens in their own time. So, how do you practice? You practice by first recognizing where you are and what you are doing, or else it just remains hearsay. You have to apply. Again, and if you say, but it's too hard, I understand. And I know of life's challenges. Believe me, I know. I know. But as they say in Atlanta, what we're not finna do around here, we're not gonna sit there and say how hard it is. Because we know that if we tell ourselves it is difficult, it has to be, because you cannot be made a liar of. You won't be made a liar of. If you say this is easy, then it has to be. Because then it says, well, what's easy about it? And you start doing the action. Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. So you see, take the time to practice so that you move yourself from hearsay to experience. Don't be afraid. You don't have a reason to be afraid. Why not? Because the law of causation, it tells you every cause has an effect. Every effect has its cause. If you don't know what cause to do, that's all right. The law will ask you, what effect? What effect would you like to bring about? That means, what experience do you want to have then? And when you answer that question and you say, I want to experience ... and you list it. Now your body perks up and says, ooh, we're going to do this. And you feel excited. You're curious. You're like, ooh, we're going to do this change. See how that feels in the body? Oh, yes, it feels beautiful, doesn't it? And the moment you make that decision to say, we're going to do this, your body jumps in wholeheartedly to support your decision. Again, here's the story. Mirror neurons. I'll tell it to you until you get it. Mirror neurons are these neurons in the brain. What's a mirror? A mirror is that device you use to watch yourself do something. So your mirror neurons are always on. They're always watching you do something. Right? Whether you're doing the thing or you're watching the thing being done, you are doing something. So the mirror neurons, if you don't feel like smiling, right? You just can't bring yourself to do it. If you watch someone smile, your body will release endorphins as if you were the one who smiled. And when your body releases those endorphins, it feels real good. That's when I tell you that you have been designed to succeed. You have been designed to succeed from the simplest of things. Just that simple smile. But you know what we do? Because we don't feel like smiling. Well, I can't bring myself. I'm a Grinch today. Allow your body to help you. It's the law of correspondence. So when you see that smile, allow the endorphins to be released. But how do you stop them? We stop them by saying, oh, I can't smile. You annoy me. And you override it. Why? Because mind controls matter. But if you allow yourself to observe the happiness that you want to experience, watch it. Don't judge it. It's not there for you to judge. It's there for you to see, so you can use it to pull yourself from where you are to where you want to be. That's why you celebrate good times. Come on. You celebrate the good times. You don't judge it because you don't have it. Remember, if you watch it, your body will prime itself and release those same happy hormones to help you so that you can experience it. But sometimes we hold ourselves in an unnatural state. We keep leaning in that polarized direction and prolonging the agony. So today, the practice would be, where can I see goodness? Where can I experience it? Where can I experience the laughter? Look at it and allow yourself to feel it in your body. Don't stifle it. Allow yourself to feel it. And when you feel it, now you have taken yourself from, because you're using polarity, you've taken yourself from that place you didn't like. And you've moved yourself towards where you want to be. With what? Simply changing the direction of your mind. You see, I can only tell you that the law is simple. I can only tell you that it is beautiful. But until you deliberately apply it, that is when you will go from hearsay to experience. And that's why I was telling you before, you have nothing to fear, because you are bringing about the change, not me, not George down the street. You are bringing about the change in your own life. So you already know how you want it to turn out. So what is there to fear? And remember always that all things are possible. What makes them possible? The blueprint. What's the blueprint? Knowing what you want. So when you ask the question, what do I want? If you can answer that question the way you would answer a salesman or a realtor, if you can answer the question the same way you would answer it for them. Why? Because when you answer the question for the realtor and you tell him what you're looking for, what is he going to do? Go out and get you all the things that match so that you can do what? Choose the one that best suits you based upon the image you gave him. So that is what will make it possible at every turn. When you answer the question, I know exactly what I want, and you jot it down. That's what makes it possible. But you see where we get caught up. Well, I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't have these credentials. Well, you might not have the credentials, but if you know what it is that you want, you will be led to take whatever course it is that you need to take. It'll just pop right up and you'll be like, oh, wait, what a coincidence. And you'll be like, where did that come from? You put it there because you were clear about what you wanted. And that's why it shows up for you. So today, our practice is to move ourselves from hearsay to actual experience. Apply the law. Good Lord. Let's take a moment. I have been prattling on. Let's take a moment to welcome everyone into the space today, shall we? Hello, Gek. Hello, the trippy hippie. I see you, and I know Jeff is working. And Lilith, I know she's busy with schoolwork too, but those guys are part of the replay gang on Twitter. It is always most excellent to see you here on Twitter. Fanbase, hey. Oh, Lord, there's 20 people in the space. What have we done? Frostbite, Milat, welcome. Avra, I think I say it correctly. Flo Smiles, Princess, Coach Allie, NY, Summer Rose, Miss McQueen, Oracle Treehouse, Ashley, My Melanin, Z Steve, Z Music, KZL, Bernetta, Zola. Thank you all for being here on Fanbase this morning. It is beautiful to see you. Gifted, it is beautiful to see you. And Pink Elephant, it is a pleasure to see you too. Who is here on Facebook this morning? Indy is here. Now, YouTube, who's made themselves known in the chat? Goddess Pure Diamond. Ray of Sunshine. You enjoy your beautiful day too, honey. Double A, I see you. I see you. K Chanel, I see you. A not Cyber, Asonia, Sherelle. Joaquin is here again. The better man. Shane Free. I want to say born free. That's you now, Shane, every time. But, anyways, I trust that today we will practice. What are we going to practice? Mentalism. The all is mind. The universe is a mental creation. Nothing happens until you decide. And if you say to me, well, I didn't make a decision, do you think that because you didn't make a decision wasn't made? The decision, the one that you've always done, is the one you will always make. It is called the law of rhythm. It is a habit, so that you can't escape it, my loves. That's why the law is always calling you to be deliberate. Be deliberate. Don't be wishy-washy. Why not? You see, the problem with being wishy-washy is this. You will make that same wishy-washy decision every time. Why? Because it is your habit. That's why. I don't make the law, I'm just governed by it. That's what I'm telling you. Be deliberate to make the change that you want to experience. You can only succeed. What now? Yes, you can only succeed. I'll say it again for the ones in the back. You can only succeed. Well, not because that's my opinion. It is law. The law tells you every cause has its effect, every effect its cause. So you know if you do this, this will happen. Did it not happen successfully? As within, so without. As above, so below. You reap what you have sown. Did you not reap it successfully? I didn't ask you if it was good, bad, or indifferent. That is irrelevant. That is up or down to you, whichever way you want to put it. But you are always successful. The key now is to be deliberate in your success. Your success is not the same as mine. Your success is not the same as George. That's why you must know your own mind. What does success mean to you? Because if you're busy chasing the success of someone else, well, one of us will be frustrated, wouldn't we? So design what your success looks like to you. Why? Because that is the seed that you are planting, and from that seed you must reap. So you define what success is to you. Well, I don't know. Well, if you don't know, you better ask yourself. You have to know. Why must you know? You must know because that is the seed you will plant. And the seed that you plant, well, that's the fruit or vegetable you are going to eat. That is why you must know your own mind. You must know your own mind. I don't like all this saying words like must and have. But this, you have to know your mind. So that's why when I tell you, let's take ourselves from I heard to I know. You see, because when you know that with that kind of certainty, that's where you live from. Those are the seeds you plant on a daily basis. So you can predict what your harvest will be. That is what the law is calling you to be on a daily basis. To be your best self. Not to be who your mama said you should be, not to be who your daddy says you should be, but who are you? That's what the law is asking you. So put it this way then, if you know who Michelangelo is, one of the greatest sculptors of all time, you are Michelangelo. And you are also that pristine and beautiful marble. You are tapping away at that chisel. And you are molding and shaping your life on a daily basis. And where are you molding it from? Between the ears, the thoughts, and who you are aware of being. That is how you are molding and shaping your life. So, step one, what is it that you want to accomplish? You always have to start there. And in the back of your mind, know that you are successful and you're going to do it. Well, how do you know? You've got the picture, you can recreate it. That's why you know what you want. Step two, that's going to make you feel a particular way. Yes, it will. Your body will make you feel a particular way depending on how you answer the question. If you answer the question, I want, and then doubt comes up, doubt is only telling you you already believe something else. That's all it's telling you. And so now that you know what you believe based upon the doubt that emerged, now you can say, no, I don't want doubt. I don't need doubt. Now I see what I believe. Okay, I know I'm successful. So let me get clear about what it is that I want. Doubt will leave you because now you're telling your body what you actually want to believe. And you go with that sensation in your body because that sensation in your body, remember your mirror neurons, you will be led by who? Pray tell. Something from the inside of you that whispers that still small voice. You will hear it. Go here, coach. Call this person, coach. Coach, this person is trying to reach you. You have an appointment there, coach. And we'll say, what a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. It's divine. Exactly. And where is it coming from? You decided what you wanted to experience. So everything to bring about that fulfillment, meaning you have the kernel of corn in your hand. You also have the harvest. Plant it and allow it to unfold, and you hold on for the ride because you'll be guided from the inside outward. Well, I don't believe that. It's not meant to be believed. It is meant to be experienced. That's the difference between hearsay and experience. So, let me get the bowl for us, shall we? Let's get the bowl. I gotta make sure volume is up for everything. Because as I always say, it sounds better on YouTube, but I don't want you to leave and go to YouTube. You're here now. Yes? Yes.
I'm sorry. Right before you do the bowl, can I please make a suggestion?
Yes.
So I never want to make anybody feel uncomfortable or try to force anyone to do anything that they don't want to do. But I just really love your room and I love the people in it. And I would really like for us to try, if we'd like, to connect like on other platforms as well, like whether it's other social media platforms like Facebook or TikTok or Twitter or Instagram. I just think that it's so amazing that you have such loyal fans, loyal people, and just the mindset of being loyal to something like this, so positive. You never know. I think it would just be a great networking opportunity, because you never know, what if we're like, nearby, one person might live in the same place as another, or one person might have a business that we've been looking for or we're into. And I just can't imagine how powerful it would be if we were to connect, not just on fan base, but outside of fan base as well, with the mindsets that we have. So if I don't know how, I don't even know how we would do that. Maybe instant message each other. I don't know. Following each other is a start. But if you guys like, I could just, I don't know, let you know my name on another social media. Maybe we can instant message. And even the people like on YouTube and on Twitter, because I think that would just be so, I love to hear the comments that people make, even on the other platforms. Like, we can't see their faces, if we're not on there. But I just think it would be a great opportunity. And just let me know your feedback.
That is absolutely beautiful. I don't even have my link for that. Is a beautiful idea. It really is. And I'm on my iPad, so I can't even post the link for Telegram, because that's also an option for us. That is a beautiful idea, because it helps us to come together in a bigger way, to get to know the rest of us, because you guys don't know them on Twitter, you don't know them on YouTube and Facebook, so it would be nice. Let me, for those of you who are in Telegram already, share that link, like something in there, so that we can connect. I will find a way. I will share that link on Telegram, that Telegram link in my Twitter, so we can all merge over to Telegram from YouTube and Twitter and here. That's a brilliant, brilliant thought. Thank you very much for that, Zola. It is appreciated to bring the community together on a much larger scale, so we can all get to know each other better. I love it. I love it. Yeah, that was beautiful. Thank you. Let me see. Oh, yeah. See, Cyber's here on YouTube telling me, yeah, you got to tell her about the Discord and the Facebook group. That's, I will do that. I will do that and get it done. Facebook, and I will add it to my LINKTREE, so that we all have the social media we can follow each other on.
And is it called Discord on Facebook? What's the name of the group on Facebook?
Positively Angela on Facebook.
Oh. You make it so simple. I love it. And I never knew before you mentioned it that you were in Canada when I first started coming into your room. And you guys have the best Canadian water, like flavored water.
Oh, sweet.
So yeah. And I've never been there, but I just, because I hate the cold, but still, it'd be cool to visit one day, just to stock up on some flavored water, and in the hopes of bumping into you. So yeah.
Aw, see, that is awesome. Our flavored water, I tell you. I love it.
No, because American flavored water is so gross.
Ooh, see, I don't
The
know.
only kind that's good is the Canadian kind.
Ooh, well then, refreshing, are we? I'll remember that. I'll remember that. Well, let's get the bowl, y'all. Let's get the bowl. And wait, I'm not wearing my glasses. Bear with me. I gotta scroll down. Countdown initiated. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Geck, Jeff, Trippy Hippie, Xandra, She Goddess. Thank you all for being here on Twitter. Much love to you all. Much love to you all. And to my girl Lilith. Yeah. Much love. Twitter is closed. YouTube. Sherelle, I love you. You're awesome. Cyber and Double A. Oh, I know it's afternoon for you. And Pure Diamond. There you go. Ray of Sunshine. She's so sweet. Yes. And K Chanel, A Not, Cyber, Sonia, Joaquin the Better Man, Shane Free. I see you. Much love to you all, YouTube. Much love to you.